What's up, everyone? We are
Hey,
where the group chat turns into a podcast. We're none other than Real Life-ish Friends podcast. We're on episode number 7, and I'm one of your hosts, Kimberly.
Meela, did you say episode 7 or 57?
57.
Oh, sound like you said episode 7.
Yeah, 57. It's
Okay.
episode 57. Yeah. So we got a great show for you tonight. Meela is probably really excited because it's not anything that I picked. That's what we're watching. So I'm just saying.
But she failed to watch the other show.
No, I watched both of them actually.
Oh,
I
you watched
watched.
the Beauty
Yeah.
in Black?
Mhm.
Well, why you didn't tell me?
Because we said we was going to discuss that. Plus, I wanted to give people the time to watch it in case they didn't have time this past weekend to watch it. So that's why.
Okay.
Plus, I think I need to go back and watch an episode or two because I think I missed some stuff. I may have fallen asleep or something happened because when I seen people post some memes and stuff, I was like, I don't remember that at all. And I just saw it like yesterday. So something had to have happened that. So yeah,
That you just missed in its entirety.
exactly.
I mean, I fell asleep, but that was because I was tired Friday. I was like, whew. I woke up. I think Netflix had turned itself off.
Yeah, I fell asleep on.
Mm-hmm.
I fell asleep Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
I was
because you
taking
called
a
me
nap.
at
I thought I
midnight
was.
asking question.
I was not midnight. First of all, it was not midnight. But I thought that I was taking a nap, and that nap turned into sleep. I went to sleep probably around 3 something, and woke up, and it was after 7:30 because that's the life I live. Whew. But yeah, so what did you
Lord
do?
be This weekend, I went to brunch uh, with some other friends because Kim, and you know,
You could
she is just
you are free to have other friends. And I know you have other
them,
friends.
and she'd be like
I'm
them
just saying I
strangers.
don't know those people though. I only know certain friends and I don't know those other people. So therefore they're strangers.
So Saturday, went with a few friends. We went to the Stateside Kitchen at the Dream Hotel for brunch, and it
Okay.
was really, really uh, good. They had a DJ,
We're stateside,
which is
by the way.
we're on Fourth Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like maybe a few
Is it
doors
close to
down.
where the brick tops at? New brick tops is it?
Oh, it's a new brick tops on Fourth Avenue.
Over there. Yeah. Well, I guess
Okay,
between third and fourth, it's over there, where Bridgestone, like the headquarters is at.
no, this is
Other
where the
side.
Bobby Hotel is
Oh, okay. Other side
and the
then. Other
arcade.
side.
Because I never knew where the
I don't know where the arcade
arcade.
was.
I never knew either. I think it was the arcade. But anyway, it's Fourth Avenue, so it's inside the Dream Hotel because you got the Bobby up, maybe a few doors down, and then you have Noel, and then like the Frank Sinatra bar. Excuse me.
Frank Sinatra.
Excuse me, but
Baby, you can tell I ain't been in that area in a long time. Because
I
these
haven't
things are
either.
like foreign things to me. You
Very
might as well.
foreign to me because very rarely do I venture out down downtown. Even when I have company to come visit, we don't go downtown often. Probably the last time I went was when we went to Fifth and Broadway.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait, last time we.
Uh-huh.
Like me and
Remember?
you?
Yep.
Okay.
When we went for the when we had the lobster roll, where did we end up going? I feel like
We
we
that's
did
that's after
brunch.
that's after no, that was after we saw that's why I'm like, wait, hold on. You ain't been in a long time. That was
I
after
have
we
not.
saw one of them days.
Yeah, yeah. Cause see, I don't go downtown often. That's not my
Yeah,
that's
because
not my jurisdiction.
I convinced you to drive me over there. I'm not even sure why I convinced you to drive me over there. But
I don't know why either. I have no clue as to how I ended up driving her there, but I digress. Uh but the brunch was really good, actually, because it felt like breakfast, so it really was a brunch. Because
okay.
they had reservations like at 10 in the a.m.
Ooh.
Hmm. But the drinks were good. I had I'm basic, so
Yeah.
like for my meal, I had a hamburger. I know, but I also tried. They had this crab dip, like with three cheeses, and
Oh.
uh, and it was really good. Like now, there wasn't lumps of crab in it, but it was really good.
Yeah.
Uh, the drinks were good. I had a prickly pear margarita, I think it was, and it was very good. Um, Again, I don't think I've ever been to a brunch where there was a DJ.
You oh, Meela. Oh, like, cause even Watchcoller has a DJ, and we been there. We been to Hampton Social. They have a DJ,
But not,
and I
I
know it's
don't,
been a while since we
it's
been,
been a while.
but they
But
had a
let me tell you,
DJ.
was it one there?
Mhm.
Oh, well, maybe this is the second time then I've been to a brunch with a DJ. But I will say this, it was not bad. Uh because normally when you see brunches and DJs, they swag surfing and they smoking hookah, but they
Okay.
wouldn't like this.
Okay.
Uh this one was a good brunch spot, so I definitely would go back again, or even if they do a happy hour, I will go back um to it. Really nice. Service was great. Loved it. And then after went to Brew. Let me see what it was. I made sure I took a picture of it. It was beignet, beignet and brew.
Oh.
French donuts. It was across the street from the Bobby Hotel. So I'm
Okay.
assuming that's the arcade where the little alley, not an alley, but like long hallway full of shops
Low
or
Hollow.
whatever.
Full of shops.
Yeah, they had like different shops, but the beignet and brews was a storefront, so you can see it. But if you'd have went down, like there was several other little boutiques and other stuff. So I would like to go back and explore that also. Uh, and another thing, I don't think I've had beignets before, so this may have been maybe like the second time. I have not had the beignets in New
New Orleans.
Orleans.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I had beignets at probably a local restaurant or something, but anyway, they were good. I had the beignets and then I got the chocolate dipping sauce, and it was good. Loved it. Recommend that too. I will go
Well,
back.
apparently you're not the only person because one of our listeners said they didn't know a DJ at brunch was a thing either.
Let me tell you, I am of age, baby, where too much racket works my nerves. But this was a good. They were not again. There was no swag surfing and there was no hookah. Uh, so yeah, we both need to go out and hang with Kimberly because clearly she goes to the brunches, baby, where the music is.
Yeah, like most places have even wait, you even Uncle Nearest when we went to brunch there, they had music.
I don't wouldn't consider that brunch. I would consider
Well,
that like just a
It was doing. We got brunch food. So
I wouldn't consider. I feel like that was a. I don't know. That's what you expect at a distillery. You expect music at a distillery. But while you eating breakfast and conversating, no. Uh no. Wasn't expecting it. But it was
now
good again.
I have been
I
to some
enjoyed it.
places where the music is extremely loud. A place that I love and I don't like roast it. It's not as bad now. But
Okay.
that other location on Buchanan, Garfield, whatever road that they had, that the Pow Pow situation happened, um, that music was extremely loud, very, very loud, very, very loud. And we were over there by it. It was loud. Like, because we were over there literally by it. And I was like, oh. And I was like, because I even made like either a TikTok or something about it. I was like, I enjoyed it, but the music looked kind of loud now. The food was good, the drinks was good, the music, ooh. But now, I went last basketball season. My niece came up here, and
Okay.
they have a different location now. They're now on like the Mumbrium, and my niece wanted to get brunch before we headed to Lipscomb basketball game.
Okay.
And so we end up going there and it wasn't bad. The food still's good, but the volume wasn't bad. Probably also we were at the door. Like we were at the bar and the music was back there. So we didn't have any issues. Like we could hear each other. We was talking. Like we knew everything that was going on, so it wasn't bad. But I that the food is amazing. But yes, now yeah, because I've been to Nor. They have music. Like I said, Hampton Social has music. The only place that I think I have been to for brunch that doesn't have music is Germantown Cafe and
Mm.
60 Vines, maybe.
I mean, I can deal with a little light music, little.
Mm.
But again, and I have to take into account also downtown, which means you have bridal parties. So
Yeah.
people are out of towners when they got cowboy boots on and cowboy hats.
No,
It's
because
like a
if
dead
my
giveaway.
friends come here and say they want to be in cowboy hats and cowboy boots, baby, we a group. We gonna act accordingly. We will dress. We will dress accordingly.
I,
I'm
I
not
feel
gonna have
like
one with
that's.
tennis shoes on. I ain't gonna be wearing tennis shoes. I got some cowboy boots, a couple of pair. We can
Let me
all
tell
do it
you, I'll
together.
be sorry. I'm the friend that be okay. Be my sneakers or whatever. Giddy up cowgirls, whatever. Not I.
You know
Uh,
what? Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever seen you in anything other than like unless you went to an event. I don't think I've ever seen you in shoes that were not not sneakers.
mm-mm.
Whether it's
Not
some
at all.
Vans or some whatever. Like I don't think I've ever seen you. Cause I think you wear them. You used to wear them to work or so. What you wear now? You still wear like tennis shoes to work? I guess you can now.
I damn sure do. I
Not being
do.
confused if you hear music. Oh no, y'all is not that old.
We ain't
Y'all
that.
gotta.
I'm not even. I'm not even sure how old that fan is, but I will tell you, honey. I want to eat and I want to concentrate. I don't want. Let me see you sweat. No, I don't want all that. Mm-mm.
No, most places I go to are not like that or anything, but they have music. Now, nor
Okay.
sometimes people stand up and dance. There are some places people, because people get here good line dance, and people don't care where they at, and they gonna get up and dance on the line dance, baby. Shoot, at
Well,
the
and
Hampton Social, they'll get up on the line dance. Because even the Rutledge had music, didn't it? I'm
they
almost
with no
positive it
band.
did. You said DJ. Wait, get it together.
There was no DJ at the Rutledge when we went. No, I don't recall a DJ. And maybe
Maybe it
I'm getting a
wasn't.
touch.
Maybe it
There was
wasn't.
no DJ.
I feel like I
I
heard
don't
music.
recall.
I feel like I heard
You
music.
may have heard
Maybe
music
I.
from the speaker. there, there was no DJ playing no tunes. No. But it was fun. I mean, I enjoyed it. And another place, I don't even know if I told you I went to this place. Shabu Shabu is on West End. It's a Korean restaurant where you cook your food in front
Oh, okay. A Korean
of
barbecue.
you. Yeah. It's on West End. It used to be a Chinese restaurant there across from Cookout, close to Cookout and the Hutton Hotel.
Okay.
Right
Okay.
there. Uh 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 who
Is it
oh Jalea was in
CHH
town. Huh?
this weekend?
Last week before last. She was here during the
Oh.
week.
Oh, okay.
Uh Shabu, because uh and it was good. It was interesting. I want to make sure I tell you the
Yeah,
name
because
of it, cause
you don't okay, if y'all are okay. I'm one of those people. I like Mexi burgers. I want tacos with all the things on it, the sour cream, the guacamole. Meela is like, give me a taco with the meat and the cheese. She may not even want the cheese. I don't even think she eat the cheese. Give me the meat.
I do.
You eat cheese? Okay. And then
I
her
do.
burger, she doesn't want any condiments, anything on it. She don't want no ketchup. She don't want no mustard. She don't want no special sauce. She wants nothing on it.
Mm-mm.
She basically
Nope.
like dry food and I like wet food. That's basically what this because she wants nothing on her stuff. She don't be no, I be so confused. I'm like, I want my burger to be juicy.
It be juicy with the cheese.
Okay, I see it now. SHABU.
Yeah, shabu shabu.
Yeah.
And that was my first time ever going to, one of the little Korean restaurants where you cook
Okay.
the food in front of you. I think
I bet
probably
that was
once we got the
interesting.
hang of it, it wasn't bad. Uh, and so uh, they got the little. Let's see what's the word I want to call it? Look, crock pot.
Oh, a hot pot,
This,
hot pot.
yeah, they got that little thing now,
Where you with your
and
soup
then
and
you
stuff.
have
I
another
mean,
little
like
bowl.
the broth to dump
The
your
broth is in
stuff.
one thing,
Okay.
yeah. So you got your broth. The one that I picked was a little bit spicy, probably a little too spicy. Uh, and then you have like the little stove top or whatever. And then so like the food that you want to cook, you go up to like the buffet bar. So you can get beef, you can get shrimp, you can get dumplings, you can get vegetables, you can get all that stuff. And so really and you can just keep going and going and going until you tired of cooking and eating.
Okay.
Uh and so that was a fun experience. Now you come out smelling like you done smoke. Like you've been in front of that grill, baby, down there cooking, which you have been, because it's like directly in
Yeah.
front of you. But it was a good experience. I would do that again too. Now that
Okay.
I know how to cook, because they give you butter, but I was like, y'all might want to put some oil or something down there, like some olive oil or something. I just felt like that butter just burned, you know.
Mm.
But I'm not a cook anyway, so maybe that's what
You know our mutual friend, we know who we talking about, said that she got to bring her own seasoning to make sure if when she goes to make sure hers is seasoned correctly. And I was like, girl, you only care about pepper. She was like, but I need them other seasonings too. And I was like, okay.
No, let me tell you, the stuff be seasoned now, like the beef and all of that stuff, and so it's seasoned. Uh,
Mm.
so you really Don't tell me that was the best thing.
Of course. You know.
Well, but it was fun. So that was another restaurant that I had tried. So I would definitely give that. I get at an 8 because that's only because I can't cook.
What was the price range of that one? Do you remember?
I feel like it was about maybe 40 a piece.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
Yeah. That was, and then that was including like just like a Sprite or something. Like we didn't have alcohol or nothing like that.
Okay.
So might have been about 40 a piece.
That's not bad.
And then they have like the noodles and other stuff. Like it's a little conveyor belt that comes around where you can get your noodles. Conveyor belt. Yeah. That's the right word.
Yeah. I'm just I'm just in shock and awe because I wasn't expecting a conveyor belt.
Yeah, because it comes like, and then it comes like you can get your noodles, and of course it's all wrapped up, but you get noodles and like maybe some snap peas or whatever. So it was other stuff that you could use, rice to cook, to finish your meal off. And it was actually crowded. Not crowded as in, a long wait time, but a lot of people go.
Yeah. Well, I went to one. Yeah. I went to one before. I went to one in Houston, and that's why I was like, "That's a great price," because, baby, I think ours was more on the line of $60 some dollars, or $70
a piece.
Yeah. Now they bought out a lot of. This was also like late night, so maybe like later in the evening. So maybe I don't know what time you all went, but maybe it's a lunch price or dinner.
It was like right after work.
So
it was like 5.
So it was dinner. Yeah, like dinner time. Yeah. And it could just be because it was Houston. I don't know, but
okay.
But it was good. They, me, I ordered a lot of pork belly type things. I'm like, if that's pork belly, I want that. If that's a different kind of pork belly, I want that one too. But yeah, but I was like, it's interesting. I guess it's close like what's the restaurant here that you cook your breakfast? Now, see that's is it Funky Griddle or something?
Funky Monkey or something in
on 12 South.
Oh, is it 12 South? I thought it was off of oh God, what's that place over there off Thompson Lane? Berry Hill.
Girl.
Ain't it something? I know you ain't talking about Frothy Monkey.
That could be the same thing. Yep, that could be. Let me make sure.
No, I think it's Funky something.
No, it's Funky Griddle. Funky Griddle. Okay. Let me pull it up just to make sure. But it's like Funky is spelled with like a PH or something.
Okay. I think that's in Berry Hill or somewhere.
I thought it was 12 South. Oh, it's Bransfield Avenue. Oh, okay. It is Berry Hill. I thought it was 12 South. Mm-hmm. Oh, Frothy Monkey is over there in 12 South. Okay, that's why I got it confused. Okay. Mm-hmm. But yeah, but I'm like, I ain't cooking my pancakes, baby, because, baby, I'm not paying you to cook my breakfast. I can go to Publix. Now, I can pay for the Korean grill and all that stuff. No hard feelings toward whoever owns Funky Griddle. You can watch us. Listen, if you want us to try it and you pay us, I'm willing to go. But me pay you for me to cook, I can do that at
You're
home.
Going on down there to your good people at the Cracker Barrel.
Exactly, because I love me some Cracker Barrel. And then also, I got a waffle maker at home. I'm not cooking my pancakes. Just saying, why would I do that?
Is that the only thing they cook there? Like you cook by yourself and you scramble your eggs and all that?
Yeah, I think someone said like you like scramble your eggs and everything. And I think you like,
Yeah.
yeah, you do all the things. And I'm like, yeah, you scramble your eggs at your table, and it, and I can do that at home. Like, what is the cost of this? Let me
Now
find the
I don't know
cost of
about
this.
cooking my own breakfast, but I am open to cooking, like the little Korean food or whatever else. I'm open to that because that can be different. But if I come for breakfast, I expect y'all to be back there cooking. That's just me.
Also, they do have food that you don't cook, but the okay, so I may be okay with this because I ain't gonna be able to eat all that. But
I'm
for an
not going to no
experience,
restaurant to cook
I
breakfast, and
I
I don't
could
even cook it
possibly
at
deal with
home.
it. So apparently, it's all you can eat.
Hmm.
Um, so they do buttermilk pancake batter in one topping, and it's all you can eat, and it's $10.99. So to be
How
honest,
much?
$10.99. That's not bad. So I guess if you
No,
all you can, I think for all you can eat is not bad.
I do. Who gonna sit there and eat all you can eat
No,
pancakes?
that's why I said it's not gonna work necessary for me, but I think maybe for an experience, potentially. But they also have French toast, so I'm willing to eat that. Um, literally this menu, and I guess you just put random toppings. I'm thoroughly. You all cook my potatoes? I'm so confused right now. I am so confused.
I'm so confused.
So apparently, I think you do get other food with it. Maybe,
Okay.
potentially. I'm so confused. Okay.
Hmm.
They have something called the Joey. It says it's $17.99. You pick one. You pick either uh all you can eat buttermilk pancakes. So I guess for this, it's not that bad. You get pancakes, French toast, or whatever. You pick that, and then you pick two toppings, like pineapples, pecans, blueberries, butterfinger, things of that nature. Then you pick two of these items, either eggs, biscuits, toast, hash browns, or potatoes. And then you can choose bacon, sausage. So I think that's not bad. That's not bad. Cause you will pay about the same amount going somewhere else. So overall, I don't think it's bad. And if you like, but I feel like unless you really, really down in these pancakes, that's a lot of bread. That's a lot. That's gonna fill you up, and you ain't gonna want nothing else. But I guess you can still take it home. But I guess it's fun. You can,
I mean,
I
for the
guess it's a fun
experience.
experience. And it
Yeah.
doesn't 17 isn't that bad with everything. So I could go, okay, Funky Monkey. I mean Funky Girdle. I guess I could go. And it won't be bad.
Mm, I'm not 100% of a breakfast person, but eh, for the experience, I'm down for it. But I
And
do. Eh, hmm.
and we'll definitely need to go with our mutual friend. We need to go with a full group. I mean, to the
Yeah.
Korean spot. I wasn't really talking about the breakfast spot. I was talking about the Korean spot because I want
Yeah.
to know if she's going to bring her own spices for real.
She would. I can see it,
Because
and I can see them coming up, ma'am. No seasoning. No outside seasoning. Ma'am. You pay extra.
I think it would be a fun experience for all of us to
But
do.
it was fun too. Like I said, me and like Jalea went. So I was like, oh, it was a fun experience. I mean, and something different or whatever. So I will go again. So those are my food places I went in the last 2 weeks.
Okay, that's good.
Hmm.
So go ahead and talk. Let the people know what we're watching or what we watched in this case. Because
Well, you know it was
I
gonna
got
be a.
plenty of notes, baby.
I know you do. It's just a matter of time before I find something, honey, about a cult. And this particular documentary was on Max, HBO Max,
Mhm.
and it was called The 12 Tribe. I want to make sure. I feel like it was something that was it the 12 Tribe Community. Let me see.
It
Because I
was
sent it to Kimberly.
called,
Oh, the secrets of the
yeah.
12 Tribe cults. I'm sorry. And I will say this. I have remember seeing another documentary about this, I think maybe a while back on A&E. And what intrigued me about this is that it was founded in my hometown of Chattanooga, Tennessee in 1972. And so what it is uh, a newfound movement. They wanted to recreate the church. So the first century church uh, in the book of Acts, I think maybe. Uh, and so you join, and just like any other cult, is Bible based, so that they say. Till you read the Bible yourself, and like other folks that join uh, particular cults, they are looking for something. They're looking
Mhm.
to find Jesus. And so when you
Well, I
join
don't know if
again,
they was
this one,
looking to find Jesus.
you don't think they were looking to find Jesus?
No,
Well,
because they
let me
said
tell
that
you.
they had Judaism and fundamental Christianity, and Jewish people don't. Well, they believe in Jesus, but they don't believe he's like the Messiah. He's not the person.
And yeah, well, true. So this one here, like you said, yeah. So they was resemble those of the Christian fundamentalism. I can't even talk. Hebrew roots.
Mhm.
So they really combined. Let's say this.
Yeah,
They
they felt like
combined
they
a
were
lot of
Israelites.
different.
That they were Israelites.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
combined a whole bunch of stuff, right? And so the guy again was Glenn Springs,
Gene.
uh, living in Chattanooga, where they started this, and decided they wanted to branch off and start their own church in Chattanooga. And so, also in addition to the church, they have a place called the Yellow Deli. So again, a deli, and it's open 20. I want to say
It says
it used to be
24/5.
24/5.
No,
Yeah,
24 or
24/5.
yeah,
24/5, I think. Let me
or
make sure. I think it's
24/8.
24/5.
It's either
Mm,
24/8.
yeah, I know it's 24 somebody that they're open. Um, and so pretty much again, you know how your typical cults is. You're alienated from your family. You got to go by their way. They have their way of doing things. So the women, they have elders in the church. Hey, auntie,
Hey,
uncle.
auntie. And it says 24/5. It
They
says Sunday noon to Friday 3 o'clock, 3 p.m.
okay. And so they again, people join. Then you working for the church. They don't
Mhm.
care how old you is, how young you are. You working for the church. You gonna help build. You gonna help bake. You gonna help do everything. Uh, then you gonna marry within the. So I
Mhm.
want to say they did. They was it assigned marriages? If you
Yeah, like
didn't come
arranged
in
marriage.
married, I put arranged marriage. You was a part of that, and again, no medical help. Like one guy was talking about how the kid fell from the bunk bed, and baby, they was like, Jesus gonna heal that baby. They didn't take the baby to the to the hospital because they was in fear that CPS was gonna be called and investigate
Yeah.
them. Uh, and then they left Chattanooga and went to Vermont
Hmm.
and got like a little compound there in Vermont. And then
But you
they
got to go
just
back to
started
why
bring.
they stopped Chattanooga because they started getting, basically, they started to get in a lot of people eyes outrageous, and based on the scripture, uh, Jesus or God, don't quote me on which one. That's why I'm saying both of them because I don't remember exactly. But said that if you go to a place and they shun you or whatever, that you shake off your feet and you shake off your shoes and go somewhere else. So that's one of the
Yeah,
reasons why they left Chattanooga.
and they would also go to churches and kind of like take over or try and take over. You don't remember when they was up there talking in
I
front of the
know,
other
I know.
churches?
I'm like, that was wild to just be like freely going inside a church. I'm up there preaching, and somebody comes in and be like, "You're no to Christianity. You should follow us. We're the right way. We're the." I'm like, that's why I'm like, a lot of it's a lot of combinations of things combined together to create this religion, because
Mm-hmm.
even though they're fundamentalists in a sense, then they also claim they're Israelites. Then they,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, as Judaism, they practice that. So it's kind of like a combination of all sorts of things. But in order to live on the commune, you have to give up basically all of your possessions and work there.
And then
um
they changed the name. So if your
yeah,
name,
they changed her name to a is it a Hebrew name, I believe. They changed it to a Hebrew name if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you have to have a Hebrew name and you must forget your past. Basically, that's what it says. Um Looks like Meela's having some technical difficulties. So they changed your name, um, and you basically have to give up pretty much all of your possessions because you can't you can't have anything. And some of this has to do a lot to do with control, because if you don't have any money, it's harder for you to escape. Which for a lot of people, that is signs of abuse and things of that nature. So the other thing that happens is that you do have to work for them. In the process of working for them, that allows you to be able to, have a place to stay, be able to eat, um, things like that. So it's really, so as she was talking about them moving to Vermont, when they moved to Vermont, the city that they moved to, it only had, I think it said about 1,200 residents. So they came in as a group of about 300 to 400
yeah,
people.
right here on
So,
me.
huh? You
I said
okay?
the 12 tribes tried to cut me off. You can't win 12
Yeah, so in Vermont, the city went from, well, the town went from 1,200 residents to additional 300 to 400 with them. So um you can go ahead. I just gave them the information about Vermont where you left
tribes.
off.
Okay. And so not only in the Vermont, but then they had other like places like Utah. Where else did they have them? Utah. They even was as far as London.
Yeah.
What was it? New Zealand or
I feel
somewhere
like
like
maybe like Belgium. I don't know why I'm thinking Belgium, but I don't know. But
they
they
had
were
them
they
all
were
over.
not just it was not just confined to the United States.
Right. Yeah. And so like when you kind of disobeyed them or kind of went against the grid or went into hiding, they would move you. So
Mm-hmm.
some went from Vermont, went to, I think, I want to say Utah, but it may not have been Utah, maybe Washington State or whatever. Because the guy that left, he wanted to leave, but then the wife was like, "No, I done seen what they done. What they say is true. They healing folks or whatever. Because they like, if you not healed by God, that's because God didn't see fit that you would be healed. Like the lady that had cancer, and they like, well, God just didn't want her to get better. No,
And said it was
they.
because she questioned old Gene
Mhm,
Spriggs, and said that she questioned him, and that's also why her husband, they had to remove the kids from the husband because he wasn't, they didn't consider him a good leader because he couldn't keep his wife, to be of faith. So they
mhm,
decided to separate all of his kids. Now, later on, he was able to get two of his sons back, but that's pretty
mhm.
much being it. And they went as far, he did a welfare check for the daughter, and they just bringing any old body because, listen, the people never been in school,
Move
most of them
them.
don't have birth certificates, so it's hard to identify any of these people. And like the in Vermont, the police, the sheriff did come out, or state troopers, whoever it was, came out. Some kind of law enforcement came out to try to get the kids, and it was like 100 and some kids. So it's 300 people,
Mhm.
300 to 400 people, and 100 and some of these, like I think it was like 112, were the kids, and they didn't even know which kids belonged to who. And because of some technicalities or whatever, the kids were
They
able to
let them
go
go.
back to the, yeah. And the guy was like, if you would have even examined any of the kids' bodies, you would have realized that they had been abused, because apparently
Mhm.
once they had got to Vermont, Gene Spriggs said, we about to wild out, baby. These people don't know me. They ain't in Chattanooga where I been all this time. These people don't know me at all. That's when he started, like, that's when they, mentioned, the allegations about abuse and all of that stuff. Um, what else he did? Oh, also one of the issues is that because of the warrant, that was the technicality. The warrant had was a blank warrant because, again, they don't know these people' name. They don't even know which kids belong to who.
To who?
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
And then like the young lady that came from London when she was working in the Good Deli, because her mama had family that lived in North Carolina, like distant relatives that lived in North Carolina. And so the the aunt, or she might have been a cousin, she gave this young lady like her phone number and email
mhm,
address and was like, if you ever need me, you call me and I'm gonna come, and get you and help you out. Well, this young lady was working at the Yellow Deli, and they had her working, and she was grinding up meat
mhm.
and put her hand, because it had got stuck, but she put her hand down in the grinder and her hand got caught, and so it took off fingers, or it took her fingers off because it
Yeah.
didn't cut it at the wrist because it seemed like she still
Yeah.
had,
Basically,
you know
all her fingers and the thumbs were gone. Yeah.
well, the people in the 12 tribes said that's what you get for trying to
For
leave.
and being bad.
For trying to leave or whatever. God was punishing you. And then, like, they wouldn't even let the girl get a prosthetic
Okay.
hand.
I thought that was so messed up because they was like, no, we need people to see what happens.
Yeah, they
I'm
were like,
like,
oh, you
like
about to
you
be.
couldn't see with a prosthetic? Like,
And let me tell you what baby girl did. Baby girl said, I say less. I'm going to call. I'm going to have my aunt come down here and eat at this good yellow deli. And what going to happen is, I'm going to leave. So she said, okay. I'm gonna go and tell them bye. She went on out that back door, so I'm gonna tell them bye. And she told them bye, all right. She got in that automobile and left
Okay.
with her folks and ain't spoke to them since.
Now, let me just say this because you grew up in Chattanooga. I
Mm-hmm.
lived in Chattanooga briefly, and I personally had never heard of this Yellow Deli. I don't think I've ever been to the Yellow Deli. I don't think I've heard of it. Now, a few years back, that's when I knew about the 12 tribes and the Yellow Deli and all that stuff. And I was in a comment section on one of the social medias, and people were like, I live in Chattanooga and I never heard of this. But then like people in the Nashville, Middle Tennessee area was like, how can you not hear of this? And I live, in this area, and I've have. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was very interesting because, now granted, I wasn't in Chattanooga that long, only a couple of years, but I had never heard of Yellow Deli when I was there.
I've seen it because it was like on Macaulay, so it was like on a street off from UTC. So I remember
Mm,
seeing it, but I had just never went in there. And again, I didn't never know it was a cult until I got older. Uh, but I had texted another one of my friends, a good friends that went to UTC, because I was trying. There used to be this street preacher at home,
mm.
and I was like, oh, I wonder if he was part of the 12 tribes, but he wasn't. But I had text my friend, I said, the Yellow Deli. And she was like, well, my mama told me about the Yellow Deli and not to go in there. So I guess, some people knew about this. Just say maybe it maybe not have been known, I guess, maybe necessarily in the African American community until we got
Mm.
older or
Okay. Okay.
whatever. Uh, but I remember at our previous job where we worked at together and I would do home visits,
Yeah.
I remember seeing, huh?
I said, yeah. No, I
Oh,
was saying, yeah,
I
agreeing
remember
to where we were used to
seeing,
work at.
yeah, where we used to work at. I remember seeing a Yellow Deli, and I believe it's in Pulaski, and I did research, and I think it's still there in Pulaski.
I don't think it's open anymore because, or it's not, it's
Okay.
not listed as it's not listed on their website anymore.
Okay.
But when I initially pulled Google Yellow Deli, Pulaski pulled up. So I don't know
Mm-hmm.
exactly what happened. Um, yeah, I don't know exactly what happened at all, but yeah, it
Okay.
definitely, and it says it's open, but I don't know if it's I I don't know if it's part of it or not. But it looks
Part of it,
like it,
as
but
in
it
part of.
says, but no, it's the same website, so I don't know why the website doesn't list this location, but it says it's
Hmm.
open. So I don't know why it lists this location on, like, if you just go to it, but if you go and look up locations, it doesn't have it on
Mm-hmm.
there. It doesn't have this one
Now,
listed, but
but my cousin said she heard that the sandwiches was good, but not to go in there. But she was
yeah,
like,
I
I don't want
heard
to
that
go in
too. I
there.
heard that from people. They said the food good. So I low
Yeah.
key, when you go back to Chattanooga, I low key would like you to go there. Let me know, call me or text me, and then I'll give you like 15 minutes, and then I'll call somebody. I'll call the peoples to make sure you're
Call my
good.
auntie and uncle.
Yeah. Make sure you're good. But yeah, but I was like, I guess that could be the reason why, because it didn't look like they had, and I didn't see anybody that looked like us that was in it. Well, there was this one person in the wedding scene that I was like, are they
Yeah,
black or is that a mask? Like, what is going on? And I could never
and then
understand if it was a real black person or what was going on.
even when they had showed like the picture, I guess like of the original founders, I guess maybe in Chattanooga, uh, it didn't in the black and white picture. It didn't look like it was many of us in there anyway. Uh, and again, it may not be many of us that go to the Grateful Dead concert, so maybe that's why they didn't get us.
And that was weird. That was like, okay, for recruiting purposes, we're gonna go to the Grateful Dead concerts. And like, okay, these people are tripping on acid, da da da. Let's tell them about Jesus or God. Because I'm confused of who they were. No, I think it was. I think you're right. I think they were talking about Jesus, which is confusing. So that's why I'm so confused about, and this is what I have to also remember. I'm gonna look at everything from the lens that I looked at the Mary cult
Mm-hmm.
situation, and I'm gonna look at it from a perspective of maybe it's just different and maybe not a cult. However, I say all that because there is a lot of um, cultures that do have arranged marriages. So I don't think
Mm-hmm.
arranged marriage in and of itself not necessarily bad cult wise, because I feel like that's some people culture. So it's
Right.
not necessarily, I don't see it as more of like cult religion, da da da. I see it as more of a, this is a culture thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um Now the communal thing, that kind of got me, but I understand a sense of community, like when the guy was saying that if he said something or somebody told him or corrected him, and even if it's something that his mother told him to do, if an elder or whatever or somebody else told him to do something, he basically had to do that, otherwise like he can be disciplined. um so I was like, okay, that's like back in the day, so because I try to look at it, very objectively, because I don't want to necessarily call something a cult that may not be a cult. It's just that we may not understand it, and things that we don't understand, we label it a lot of times things that we probably shouldn't label things. So I'm trying my best to be as objective as possible while watching this, but I was like, no, this this
No,
is
it was
something
it.
different. This is
This
not
was.
Mary. This is not Mary. This is
Oh
not
no,
Mary Church at all. This is not
no,
Mary Church at all. This is something totally
no.
different.
This is
Uh,
totally different because this here, the people in Mary Church can leave. Mary just may have been asking for a little money or whatever. The people at this one, they done changed your name, done took your birth certificate, done took everything that you know, and you cannot. And if you leave, you ain't taking who came with you. So really, it's similar to like Scientology. It's like when you leave, you excommunicated from everybody in there.
but that's not the only. That's so. I won't say the religion or the denomination, but
Mm-hmm.
there's other ones that also do excommunication besides
I think
Scientology. And
it may be. Is it Jehovah Witness? I feel like when you leave there, like you can't. And I may be wrong, so don't quote me if they're individuals that are part of the Jehovah Witness religion. Then don't quote me on that. But I feel like there are some like okay, when you out, you out. You ain't taking nobody with you. Don't call back looking for them and asking, can you talk to them?
yeah.
Um, but I would say too, I won't. And I told this to somebody else. I guess if I was to ever get another job or another profession, it would be like maybe like go and investigate cults and go check them out and really see like what people are really doing and like spending some time in them, not to be converted over. But I would just like to
Like an
kind of hear what they,
investigative reporter. You want to be
yeah,
Smitty.
like
You want to be Smitty.
that's
You want to be Smitty.
well similar to Smitty.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, because I would like, I mean, because I really want to know, like, the people say y'all a cult. Tell me why you not. Give me, tell me how you rebuke that. What is your argument to say that you're not a cult? I just want to know. You
Mm.
know. And why you go to the Grateful Dead? Why you not going to, um, what's another? Why you didn't go to the KC and the Sunshine concerts and Sunshine Band? Why you didn't go over there? Or why you didn't go to the Doobie Brothers concert? Like, why you pick the Grateful Dead people?
Well,
Like,
I
why?
think with cults, they are searching and wanting people that feel lost and don't really feel like they have a place for themselves. So it's actually, to be honest, it's probably smart to go to the Grateful Dead concert because clearly it worked for them. So I think that was probably pretty smart because they're like, yeah, I'm out here doing acid, but Jesus loves you. Like, so I think it kind of makes sense in a way. Like, but it's just so outside of the box that's it. And then also, like, them, who would think that, an alleged cult, I'm gonna say that, has a deli. Like, of
That
course
they
you have to
say
get
food is
money, but
good.
like let me give you, let me just open a deli because, like, to me that's so different to be like, let me open a deli, but we're a religion. But let me open a deli. Like, I just think that it's just, it's this is so outside of the box to me.
Yeah.
Everything about this is outside of the box. Like the communal thing, and then now the fact that they went on Jerry Springer, the former lady had went on Jerry Springer because she hadn't seen her kids, and the guy was like, "You're not fit to be a mom anymore," and like, so they don't necessarily have a court system, I guess. Like, they just decide within the elders or whatever they call the people. I don't know. Like, I was truly like, whoa, hold on. Like, and then especially to tell the guy, like, that wife, passed away with cancer, like, you basically, couldn't do anything about your wife, so let's remove all of your kids. Like, it was just some of the oddest things that didn't make sense whatsoever to me. And I was like, how is this chain of events happening? Like, Grateful Dead, let's open a deli. Like, Jesus loves you. Like, I was like, because
It was
again, there are some things about it that, like, can be very similar to other religions or activities or cultures or things like that. But like, it's the
right.
combination of all of it. It's like, I'm really kind of confused because,
Yeah.
again, the Jewish people, from my understanding, don't recognize Jesus as the Messiah, if I'm not mistaken, or let me double check. So all of this was very, it's like they threw anything and any ideal that they ever thought about and threw it on the wall, and whatever stayed on the wall, they're like, this is what we go by. Let's just
And
throw
it
a
goes
hundred things on there, and at least 45 stood there, and they're like, this is what we're doing.
But and I have to give credit where credit is due because again, if you are bold enough to get a group of people together and they pool their money together and then they like buy a whole damn near a whole town. And then
Mm-hmm.
they got folks that they can, they got them here. They it's like I re- I ain't mad at you because again, I mean, you found your niche. And clearly that's what it is when you are starting a cult or alleged cult. Let's say that is that all you need really is a clearly because in the last few documentaries that we've watched or that I've watched in general, all you really need to do is get you one good Bible scripture, and really you can twist and turn it to make it fit to you. Because somebody out, if you get a group of 10, I guarantee you out that group of 10, you're gonna have about 7 that's gonna follow you. And them 7 gonna get you about 7 more people. And then before you know it, you got a whole congregation of people.
So you just named one of those pyramid schemes. It sounds like a pyramid scheme.
I'm just saying. uh, Even if you think back down to um Gwen Shamblin, the church, the remnant
Mm-hmm.
church, and how she was really she was preaching, and next thing you know, baby, she done said, Jesus said you fat and you need to pray away the hunger.
Yeah.
She done went from preaching the Savior to now you need to preach away. You need to pray that you don't eat all that food and you need to be a certain size and this, and
Yeah.
the third. And people followed them
Mm-hmm.
and followed their teaching and all of that stuff. And so really, you can start off with the Bible scripture, but if you figure that hustle ain't working for you, you need to just kind of pivot. You just got to get the one thing for sure: the Bible ain't changed.
Mm-mm.
People change.
Yeah, people interpretation as well of
People
different things.
interpretation of the Bible changed. The Bible has been the same for the past 4,000 years, however many years it's been. That book ain't changed. What's written has been written. But what you can do, you can rewrite it for yourself. And as long as you get you some folks that you can convince and have them feeling a certain way, you got it.
So, couple things I want to mention before we wrap this up. So, they said that the yellow deli basically says we serve the fruit of the spirit. Why not ask, or something like that? And then what I found to be probably funny that I probably shouldn't think was funny, but I did. When the guy said, I had a great wedding, other than the damnation they was talking about. Like, seriously. It was like,
Don't make me.
I was so tickled because I said, oh, okay. Like, okay, this is different. Okay, we know this. We know
I
this is
mean,
different.
when the man fought at that folks for that baby falling out that bump bag and fought at them for not having it put together right, like who does that?
And then he
That
talking
baby
about
does.
his son still ain't walking right. Like one of them had leg because they had an accident. And like he still complains about the pain. Like, go take this baby to the doctor. Like, I know it probably healed wrong, but go take this baby to the doctor. Stop your
They
mess.
done wrapped it up in some gauze and probably some plywood. It's like you'll be all right, kid.
Yes. Any other
Keep
thoughts about
trucking. You
that?
got this.
Any other thoughts about
No.
any other thoughts?
I'm I'll probably visit the Yellow Deli with somebody. Just
Yeah, don't go by yourself.
oh no, ain't going by myself. I'm gonna see if I can convince my cousin to go with me.
Okay. Um. So, mm, excuse me. What we're talking about in the group chat is the fact that ABC has canceled The Bachelorette because none other than Taylor Paul, not Taylor Swift, Taylor Paul.
As I thought. I was like, Taylor Swift, what she done did there?
She was selected as the Bachelorette, and she's from the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. She's part of Mom Talk. She's one of the founders. And they decided that she should be a Bachelorette. Now, if you watch the first season of this show, everything about it should tell you she should not be anybody's Bachelorette. Um, Also, so apparently some footage came out that she threw a chair. Allegedly, I'm saying, well, I think she pled guilty to it, so I don't have to say allegedly. But she threw a chair to hit the baby daddy, not the ex-husband, and it hit her daughter. Um, and that kind of resurfaced, and then they had some recent incidents with her and her baby daddy Dakota, not to be confused with the ex-husband. And so basically, I think he has custody of their child right now, like temporary custody of the child.
Mm.
So, with all that being said, they end up canceling it. But see, this is my problem. This show is on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
Hulu is owned by Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Disney owns ABC. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like they didn't know this. And I'm like, what was the vetting process? And not to mention, this girl is an unhealed person in general. Don't get me wrong, we all have some healing to do, but she is truly unhealed. Um, don't get me wrong. I also like her on the show. I like her on the show. She's entertaining, but there is no way I'll be like, if I had a brother or somebody that's like, oh, Taylor is looking for a man. Let me tell Taylor about this person. There's no way. There's no way. Because the girl needs to heal. The girl has a lot of issues going on. She has issues and trauma from her father and not really knowing him and being around him and all of this stuff, and issues with her mama. She just has a lot of anger. She has a lot of things going on. She doesn't feel like she's, ever been chosen, even though she was married. And like, it's just a hope. She is very confusing, just like the 12 tribes. It's like she's confusing too. So I don't know who decided to vet her. I don't know who decided, I guess they wanted to have a little crossover between, you know, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and like Bachelorette or something like that. And guess trying to capture some of the audience. I don't know what their point was, but hot mess. Hot
I
mess.
think this is the thing. I remember seeing something on IG. It was I don't know if he was a football player. Maybe he was doing maybe you know how they do like the after show or whatever it was. And I
Okay.
remember him saying that they actually like vet them and go through all their stuff. So it was like no stone was left unturned. I think because this was a Mormon girl, a Mormon white girl, is that they probably felt that would nobody really pay attention to what was going on. Like they was maybe just going to skip over it or whatever, and they got caught.
But the first episode,
And I
the
think
first
had they
season of
not,
Mormon Wives, you could tell because she got in like she had to go like rehab, if I'm not mistaken, or something. She either
I think
like
they.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like the first season, like she had to either go to rehab, she had to go to like the police was called because it was another domestic violence situation between her and Dakota. So that's why I'm like, it's not like ABC or whoever didn't know. I do agree with you though that they just decided that maybe seasons has passed and oh, but keep in mind also, because I don't know if you watch Mormon Wives, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, or know anything
I
about Mom
tried to, I
Talk.
just couldn't get into it.
So she was actually part of um, a group of people that were considered swingers.
But and they was like on TikTok moms or something like that.
They
Is
have
that where they
like they do
started at
TikTok.
first?
Yeah, they do TikToks. They was mostly
Mm,
dancing and stuff like that, and now they do it more as a supportive role. They still get together and do projects and stuff like that. But yeah, it was pretty much like them getting on TikToks and dancing because they
okay,
call it mom talk. But yeah, so go
okay.
ahead.
So I think again, they probably thought she's your typical cute, little thin white girl, and they were just gonna sweep it under the rug and think nobody was gonna pay attention. We living in a day and age now where if anybody is in it, and whether it's the male or the female that's being the aggressor in domestic violence, that stuff is coming out, and they is not about to let it slide. And they thought, I feel like ABC knew what they was doing. They kept that they done done had them people take time off from work knowing that that girl done sat there and threw a chair at her baby daddy, and all they knew all that stuff in
Hmm.
public record. You do one good Google search and you can find it probably, and it
And she
ain't
pled
like you talk.
guilty.
So why would they? So essentially, what they were gonna do was put an abuser, a female abuser, on the TV and help her find love. Now, what sense that make?
While she's
To
still
get,
sleeping with her baby daddy. Just
and
it was
I
just a
would be
lot.
pissed. I would be pissed if I was on it, because I feel like if when you go on those shows, you know a little bit something about that person or who you've like if you're what's the role when I guess if you're a bachelor and you're on there
Mm.
trying to get with her, I feel like you know a little bit about the person, which means you done been on social media enough so it ain't like you didn't know who she was when
Especially
you
when
went
it's like
on
a
there.
celebrity, like when it's
Right.
in a sense of
So,
celebrity, like it's a known person.
so you know who she was, and if they didn't know, their sister knew. You see what I'm saying? Somebody knew uh who she was before she got on there. So, and they essentially bit themselves. I mean, in the foot. Put their foot in their mouth on that one because uh they was almost through filming, right? Or did they actually
No, they
finish
actually
it?
finished the season of Bachelorette and everything.
So
Um
they
they went through, that's what I'm saying. Like they went through the whole process and then someone leaked it, and like 9 times out of 10, and I'm not gonna say it's Dakota, but you can make your own wild imaginations about who may have done it. Um
well, and if it was him, I ain't mad at Dakota because Dakota,
but
I'm like,
apparently it
okay.
seems to be a mutual domestic violence situation. And but I do think, don't get me wrong, I do think that most of the issue is her, because
Mm-hmm.
she antagonizes him. Like even this past, like I haven't finished watching season 4. They did halt filming on season 5, but I'm currently watching season 4, and like she's mad that he went to the Vanderpump Villa, and had sex with someone, but yet and still she had a whole guy that she flew out to stay in her house like for some days, and then invited this other guy to the house knowing that he was there. So when I say
So she
toxic, these
wilding out.
people exactly. That's why I'm
So
like, there is no part of anything about this lady, because keep in mind, this was, unless it's completely out of sync based on the show, this stuff happened with her getting mad at him and all this stuff and sleeping with him. This happened prior to her going to the Bachelorette. So
mm,
this was being filmed concurrently, I guess. That's what, I don't know. I whatever. I don't know. I may get the words.
consecutively, maybe
I don't know.
they
Let's
was
just
at the
say
same
that,
time,
yeah, it was around the same time. Yes.
so they knew what they was doing.
Yes.
They knew what they was doing. So you know what? That's a shame on them. Really, and what you're saying is you don't even really care about the guy being in a domestic violence. You're rewarding her for letting her get on there and pick her a bachelor, pick her another male suitor that she gonna probably try and go upside his head and throw another chair at him. So no, the show needed to be canceled. She really don't need to be on Mormon Wives. If the truth be told, she don't need to be on that. And if you
And
want to punish her, cancel all of it.
no, I
Cancel
don't think
all
they
of it.
should cancel the show, but I do think that she needs to be removed
She need to be off of it.
because, all the other ladies, they're not involved and stuff like that. Now, it's a lot of stuff
Mhm.
going on with those ladies because let me tell you something. Y'all need to watch this show because none of them men want to work. None of them work. And I was
They don't
like,
work.
they don't work. A lot of them don't work.
Well, there's some money out there in the Utah. Let's just say that, baby. It's
But
clearly
like
there's
they,
money to be made out there.
yeah, all the women are pretty much the breadwinners. I don't, maybe one guy works or two,
Mm.
but and like one of them literally quit going to med school, was in med school, done dropped out
Mm.
and does not
Well,
work.
mm.
And his wife is
Clearly,
putting all the bills and doing all the
money is.
things. And I guarantee you, they're on Hulu. They're getting all these brand deals because the one that dropped out of school, his wife is the one that's in those Dunkin' Donuts commercials. Jen Affleck,
Mm.
saying the value Affleck or something like that in the Dunkin' Donuts commercial. Have you seen it?
The only Dunkin' Donuts commercial I've seen is the one with Meg the Stallion them in it.
Oh no.
So they on so they making money. So what they need to do then is just go on and let baby girl get us some help. She'll go down there and say she got us some rehab. She'll go to a good place in California by the beach and she'll
By the
be
beach.
rehab. She will. She gonna go to a good place by the beach and say, oh, I'm sorry. I don't do. I done made amends. I want to do that. Cause she gonna go. I'm telling you, she gonna go on the apology tour. She done she done missed out. Because if I remember correctly, she was about to get on the promo tour like right around the time the Oscars came out. Because I remember them being in a whole bunch of pink or something. But anyway, it needed
Yeah.
to be canceled. So kudos to them. But ABC, y'all didn't have no business filming her for however many weeks it took to do it, whether it's 1 week, 2 weeks, or a
I think
month.
somebody said it's
Then
like a month. A month.
see, and then them folks done took off from work, knowing now that stuff ain't even gonna be aired. I aired all their business. That part. So
Yes, I don't.
kudos to them for canceling it.
Yeah, but they waited till the 11th hour. They weren't gonna cancel it even after the things came out. They still hadn't canceled it. They finally decided to cancel it. So that's all interesting, all by itself. Any other thoughts about good old Taylor and the Bachelorette Nation?
Get you some help, Taylor.
Okay. So the last thing we're gonna talk about, apparently ICE is now doing TSA work. And listen, I don't like
They got their mask off. Let's say that. They got their mask off. Now I did hear because I tried and listened to the news a little bit in the morning time on the way to work on, and so now they say the ICE folks not really like taking IDs or what. Now let's just say they're not actual TSA agents. They're just
Okay.
really just standing there, maybe crowd
Mm-hmm.
control
Okay.
as of now. Um, they are. I'm sure they're here in Nashville, but we know for sure it's in Atlanta, Houston or Dallas, and maybe what's another? Is it
It's
LA
saying
or
that
New
it's
York?
saying that they were spotted at Atlanta, and they also been spotted at JFK in New York.
Okay, New York. Okay.
And they're saying that they were supposed to go to a total of 14. Was that no
Mm,
13? So Chicago, O'Hare, Cleveland, Hopkins, Hartfield, Jackson, obviously Atlanta, Houston, well, the hobby, JFK, LaGuardia, New Orleans, Puerto Rico, Newark, Philadelphia, Phoenix, Pittsburgh, and Southwest Florida International Airport. I don't even know what it said.
Southwest Florida.
Yeah, it says Southwest Florida International Airport.
Southwest. Maybe that down there in what is the place?
Miami,
Uh,
Key West, maybe.
maybe Miami. Would that be considered
Mm,
it?
mm. Let me Google Southwest.
Oh,
But yeah, I don't.
the the thing is what 45, 47 probably trying to do is get the folks. Really, you can't.
It's
You
Fort
can't.
Myers, by the way.
Okay, I don't think too many illegal folks gonna come through on no plane because you got to show ID. You got to have a real ID.
But you also
And
got customs already there. Like if you are coming in internationally or going out or whatever, like you still have customs there that you still have to go through. So all your things. And so if you have a visa or whatever, like I think he's just doing that. I don't he's also another person that just throws things at things in like whatever lands for the day in that moment, because tomorrow he throws those same items in something else land, and then it's a different situation altogether. I don't think he
true,
knows what's going on half of the time. If they're
he
not really
don't.
checking ID, if they're not really trained to like really, because from my understanding, you're trained as a TSA agent for security purposes.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what to detect in people bodies movement, in people, what they're saying, phrases that they're using, their bags, all of this stuff is what I'm assuming you're trained for. So if
Mm-hmm.
I'm just staring there like you're not really, you could have just
They just
called
there.
you could have called the Atlanta PD for this. Like like
Because I know
because
I
I'm
saw
quite sure
on
the
something.
airport itself got airport security. You can call airport security for this.
All that I saw in the clip earlier, they were doing them for passing out water and making sure the folks stay in line. Like again, I it's not necessarily again. This is another tactic to get us off track from the Epstein files. Let's just call a thing a thing. He is doing everything he possibly can to make sure that y'all don't pay attention to what's going on. And that can be the war in Iran and everything else, because he really just throwing stuff up in the air with them Iran folks and seeing what's gonna stick and what's gonna bomb. I don't
Okay,
think
because
there's no.
one day the war over, the next day you need money for the war. The next day you don't like none of your allies, and the next day you want them to help you. That's why I'm like,
So
we gonna just throw things for the day, for the first part of the
mhm.
day, from 8 to 12. And then I'm gonna take me a lunch break from 12 to 1. I'm gonna come back at 1, throw things back, and it may contradict what happened between 8 to 12, but who cares? Because the people that support me and are my fans are not gonna be
They
bothered at
don't care.
all. Because they're going to be like, I understood why you changed your mind. I appreciate the fact that you did change your mind. You thought about it and changed your mind. And you didn't just go out here and just keep on standing on business about something that you said, because you know how to pivot. Because literally, this is some things that these people will say.
Pivot.
Yes. You know how
He
to
pivot
pivot.
all right. He pivoted because he don't even know what's going on. So you know what he said to think. I think I saw a clip when he said he was down there, them good messing up them good folks' time down there in Memphis. He said he may move to Tennessee. Don't move him.
First of all, Memphis, he plan on moving where?
Tennessee. He said
Not
he
from,
might.
not the not the Memphis I know.
Now he may not move to Memphis. I know
Baby.
he ain't gonna move there.
Germantown, Collierville. Come on. Memphis. South Haven.
He said Tennessee. Period. He may move to Tennessee
Yeah, not
because
Memphis,
he
because
was down there.
Memphis ain't Tennessee anyway. Memphis is Memphis.
Memphis is Memphis. But he said, I think he said he may consider moving to Tennessee while he was down there in Graceland, uh, saying he was a big Elvis fan. Okay, sir. You down there messing up, probably down there getting ideas on how he can redecorate Elvis' place. Who knows?
It's
I just hope I just hope that we know that the folks want to fund the Democrats definitely want to fund TSA, but he want to include something else. I thought you had to show ID when you're voting anyway. I thought we had mail-in ballots. I thought we had that. I thought again there was certain restrictions for that, but I thought we had that. So I don't know necessarily what direction 4547 is going in. I feel like most of the things that he's asking for is already in place. Um, but what do I know? And it's not the Democrat fault that TSA lines is long. The people want money, and they want to give them the money. 45, 47 don't. He wants to,
he wants the Save
drag
Act
this
to be
mess around.
passed. And they said that he had a mail, like he voted by mail in ballot or whatever, or absentee, whatever. I don't know which one it was, because I didn't do any research, because I didn't get over the fact that I was like, I thought he was a felon, that he pardoned himself. And I was confused about him voting at that point. So
This
I was just more
this is
confused. I was confused that he voted, was able to vote. I wasn't even concerned about how he voted. I couldn't get over
well,
the fact
this
that
is
I
the
said,
same man, remember, that said the Queen Elizabeth ought to pardon her son Andrew, and the Queen been dead for a while, at least a year or so. So again, you have to take what he say with a grain of salt or whatever. Um, and clearly we got to pack patience when we, for
yeah,
your next flight. And um, thankfully, it's not bad here. But we don't need y'all other folks that's traveling in them big cities come down here messing up our good lines and our good TSA.
okay.
Mm-mm. Stay where you at.
Yeah,
Don't come here.
I just think it's very, very highly interesting. So,
Very, 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 very. But you know what? We living in some weird times, my friends.
Yep. Yes.
Buckle up.
So I want to do a shout out. And of course, I like to do shout outs based on current events and everything that's happening. Um, oh, I forgot. Do you have a shout out or a friend in your head? I didn't ask you. My bad.
Mm-mm. No,
Okay,
you. I didn't get.
my bad. So, because it's March Madness going on, I did want to shout out with the HBCUs that
Mm.
it's going to be basically a HBCU shout out. So for episode 57, my shout out is going to be to Howard, who
Mm.
um women's and men's basketball team made it to the tournament. I
Okay.
know for sure that Howard men got kicked out. Oh, both of them got kicked out first round, but you made it. That's important.
You made it. Southern.
Also for the win, well, women's Southern made it as well. Oh my goodness, I think that's the only two with the women. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't know all the HBCU. So if there's a HBCU that did make it for the women, um, please let us know. Drop it in the comments
Mm-hmm.
right now because, baby, what I don't know, I don't know. And
Well,
I,
and I know there are different conferences. So let's say this: I know while they may not have made it to, uh, the March Madness, but I know
with the
TSU
NCAA,
made it. TSU and uh, A&M women's did good too. Uh, about A&M women's basketball team. I don't
I
think
don't
they
think
may
they
have
made
made
it
it to
to, yeah, I
the
don't think they
next,
made it to the,
but
yeah.
they did. Yeah. So shout out to HBCUs
So
uh,
for the
doing it.
men, I mean, for the, yeah, for the men, I knew Howard because Howard made it for both. But
Mm-hmm.
also for the men's basketball team, when it comes to the HBCUs, uh, there was, yeah, make sure on the men's again. Of course, like I said, there was Howard. There was also Tennessee State, and there was another one. Where's the other one at? Because I was like, oh, that's one too. Oh, Perry View. Whew. Perry View also made it to the NCAA March
Okay.
Madness, and I believe that is all. And like I said, there could be another HBCU listed on here. I just don't know them, and don't I try. I try my best,
But
but
congrats.
I can't know everything. But yeah, so Howard, women's and men, um, Tennessee State men's, Perry View men, and Southern women. I think that's how it is.
Kudos.
So kudos to you all and huge shout out to you all. So for episode number 57 of Real Life is Friends podcast, where the group chat turns into a podcast, I'm one of your hosts, Kimberly.
I'm Meela.
Peace up, A Town.
Beep, 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 beep.